Welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chit chat today. Listen, the Sheila C Hill Show is the ultimate go-to podcast for ambitious individuals who want to live a more fulfilling and successful life to get valuable insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories to help you improve your emotional being. In every episode, you'll gain practical tips and insightful wisdom in the company of a supportive community of like-minded individuals whom I call Sheila's Thrive Tribe. Yes, because we love to thrive over here, baby. Now, if you're new, I'm your host, Sheila C Hill, and I'd just like to say hello, bonjour, como está, ni hao, howdy, and what's up, y'all? Please subscribe and join my Thrive Tribe. Just hit that subscribe button, like, follow, and share. Now, today, at this show, we like to focus on lifestyle, entrepreneurship, and mental health. Today's going to be a little mix of all three of those all together. We're going to talk about entrepreneurs and how they deal with burnout. We're not just going to talk about it. We're going to give steps on how to improve and get out of that burnout mentality. Now, with entrepreneurs, especially startup founders, they frequently make personal sacrifices, working relentlessly in the hope of future rewards. Now, however, the progress comes at a significant cost. Entrepreneurs pay the invaluable currency, which is their sleep, time with loved ones, relaxation, and ultimately their mental and physical health. Now, research has established a strong connection between anatomy in business and job satisfaction. Many entrepreneurs feel empowered, believing they control their own destiny. Yet, the exhilarating journey of building a business can become overwhelming, leading to burnout. Now, according to a survey by Elevate, 48% of entrepreneurs experience burnout, with 32% facing depression and 56% dealing with decision fatigue. Now, startup founders are well aware of the high failure rates in their industry. Despite this knowledge, committed entrepreneurs often push themselves to the brink in their quest for success. Now, ironically, the very burnout they experience can become the undoing of a once promising company. I know, right? So sad. But entrepreneurs are more prone to burnout because they are deeply passionate about their work. Often isolated socially, they lack safety nets and deal with constant uncertainties. That, that has significant economic consequences. As burnout related entrepreneurs, firm failures, and bankruptcies, they contribute to an annual $300 billion cost of burnout in the United States. That is a staggering number. Now, burnout is a condition identified by three key pillars. One is exhaustion, feelings of doubt and or detachment from your work, and a sense of ineffectiveness. Now, there's a doctor that did some research, Dr. Adrienne Heinz, which is a psychologist and a researcher specializing in entrepreneur well-being. Dr. Heinz explains that burnout is unique because it's specifically related to work. While it can impact other aspects of our life, its primary focus revolves around work related responsibilities, which many also encompass caregiving and unpaid labor. Hines committed her career to specializing in entrepreneur well being after losing her brother to suicide. This is how serious this is. Now, while some symptoms of burnout can be apparent to those around you, many are internal. And the sense of being ineffective in your role can take a toll, especially for driven entrepreneurs who pride themselves in their work. Now, it's a sense of lack of personal efficiency, a lack of belief in yourself to accomplish what you want. Now, Dr. Sherry Welling, which is a clinical psychologist who specializes in counseling entrepreneurs, states that it's the sense in which you kind of just don't care anymore. You just don't care anymore. It's too much. But if you feel yourself questioning your abilities, or if you have a loved one or colleague that has noticed changes in your behavior, it's important to take a step back and consider the signs and the symptoms. Now, the signs of burnout are these: a sense of defeat, avoidance of work, depersonalization, detachment, loss of motivation, loss of satisfaction in your work, just feeling flat or just numb, feeling confined or lacking control over your own life. Now, these signs and symptoms mentioned earlier, they show someone is dealing with burnout. Additionally, there may be other secondary signs that appear when they try to cope with or hide their burnout. I know plenty of people that do that, including me at one time. Now, the behaviors that manifest clinically the consequences of burnout can include drinking or smoking to cope with stress, strained relationships where you're just not nurturing your relationship with your spouse or your partner, a loss of interest in things you once found enjoyable, or even just having trouble sleeping. Now, many of these symptoms of burnout overlap with symptoms of other common mental health conditions, such as depression. The notable difference between the two is that burnout has a specific singular case, which is your work. Burnout is like a job induced depression. It's targeted at feeling super overwhelmed by what's happening in your professional context. Now, depression can have many causes, but burnout is caused by your business. For colleagues, friends, or family members, sign of burnout can slightly different from the outside. Okay. Now, there's some external signs of burnout, which include lack of patience with friends or colleagues. Yeah, I know you felt that one too. I did. I just ain't got time for this. There's no patience here. Okay, that's one, lack of patience and with your friends or your colleagues, distancing from your work, actually, snappiness and short temper. Let's pause on that one. Woo, yes. Now, when someone is dealing with burnout, they are walking around somewhat like raw, just they have no protective covering. They often look like somebody who is becoming unkind with their coworkers, their teammates, their family members. They just actually change, and it's all working from the external, the inside. Now, it's not only struggling entrepreneurs who deal with burnout, it can be those who look successful from the outside as well. Now, sometimes when your business is struggling, you you know what you're fighting against, right? But when your business is thriving, you might not know where to put your energy. And when a business is successful, it might change the role as you as the founder of the company. Now, if that progression is meaningful to you and you love it, great. But a lot of people end up kind of succeeding themselves out of what they really enjoy. Now, if you notice someone in your work or in your personal life exhibiting these symptoms of burnout, check in on them. Let them know that you are there. There are actionable ways that can lessen those negative feelings or eliminate them totally, completely. We're going to go over those steps on how to recover from the burnout after this commercial. Are you feeling overwhelmed with projects to build your business? Search no more. Introducing Borrow My VA, a virtual assistant service, your one-stop solution to bid farewell to stress and manage multiple tasks with very little effort. We specialize in website building, funnel creation, automations, and email marketing, all under one roof. And here's the best part. We provide all these incredible services at budget-friendly rates. Discover a hassle-free way to handle your projects. No more worries about onboarding or finding that perfect virtual assistant. Our team is all set to tackle your tasks with efficiency. Now, once you delegate the task, consider it done. Say goodbye to overwhelm. Don't miss this fantastic opportunity to elevate your business. Join our list of satisfied customers and book a free consultation today at borrowmyva.com. That's borrowmyva.com. Thank you to borrowmyva.com for sponsoring this episode. Now, before the commercial break, we talked about burnout. We described what burnout is and also what it looks like both externally and internally. Now we're going to talk about how to recover from burnout while you're still working. Now, when stepping away from the job, that causes stress just by itself. But sometimes stepping away from the job is not possible for you to recover from burnout. And for most people, it's just not even a thought. So there are still tools that entrepreneurs can use in order to fight their burnout. Here's some steps. Let's get ready to write these down, okay? So getting enough sleep is very important. Also, hiring people to help you with the tasks that don't bring you joy. Now that's a good thought. Borrowmyva.com. Why don't you delegate those tasks and allow yourself to get a break and allow someone else to do the work for you? Also, reconnecting with your passions. Who are you? What did you like to do? Reconnect with that. Spend more time with friends and family. Disconnect from the work, disconnect from all of your tasks, and spend time with your families and friends. Spend time in nature. Enjoy the simple things in life. Why don't you start a group for other entrepreneurs and you can build from that and you can share. You can share experiences and have that support because they know exactly what you're going through. Also, strengthening social relationships. That's very important to build and allow yourself to get over this burnout and to recover. Now, Dr. Heinz calls healthy habits and coping strategies like these. She understands that these are non-negotiable because if you don't stay in your guardrails, you can crash and fall into a ravine. So Dr. Hines is basically saying this is going to help you cope, but you have to stay within these parameters. If not, you're going to crash and burn. And we don't want that, right? No, we sure don't. So you have to prioritize these guardrails in your day-to-day routine, which can help combat the stress that comes with a high pressure job or high pressure responsibilities as an entrepreneur. Dr. Hines also says that an important part of, of her teaching and research is centered around her career, around your personal values, and to remove any values that don't serve you. So you have to look at your personal values and remove if it's not serving you, because we change and we evolve. And if it's not serving you at this moment, you need to remove it from your life. It's only holding you down. Now, it's about unlearning messages that are toxic or unhelpful about how we should work or how we should lead. Those messages that sometimes we've grown up with and we've had as we grew into a business owner, is toxic. We have to let it go. And it's also the willingness to reset. You have to reset and build your company and conduct your work based on your personal values. Now, productivity addiction is not serving us. So many entrepreneurs get caught in that. Their main focus is just to be productive, be productive, be productive. And I'm just addicted to, okay, I got to check this off. I got to check this off. I got to check this off. But in this time, if it's not serving you, you need to let it go. And that's what's driving you to the burnout as well. There's so many different ways to handle it. Now, if someone can't take time away, but they're still you're still able to make some of that time and just really target it and be intentional. You can do things like exercise, pick up your favorite hobby, go to social support, like I mentioned earlier about the entrepreneur support group. And that can be virtually as well. It doesn't have to be in person. But these things, they really need to rehab your life. It's like you have to have your life have to be have a makeover. You know, like those shows where they make the houses over, or they do the whole mommy makeover or the father makeover. That's what you have to do with your life. You have to rehab your life and make some significant changes. Your life depends on it. Now, the significance of forming a peer group with fellow entrepreneurs is also highlighted by experts as a powerful tool for combating burnout and maintaining mental well being. Entrepreneurship can be an isolating journey. Ooh, isolated in the midnight hour, early in the morning, late at night, in the middle of the day. You still have your responsibilities. You still wear all the hats. You still have all of these tasks upon you. And you look around and there's no one there. This is your vision. And you're in this by yourself. And it's the isolated journey. So you have to understand how to get out of that. So also connecting with others who share similar experiences is so important, especially because you're so isolated, because no one understands or no one in your family has been down this path. They don't understand what you're going through. So it's so important to connect with someone who has the similar experiences and can counteract feelings of loneliness. And this provides a support network. This is really important. Now, as you focus on that, now there are some things that you can do to prevent burnout long term. Now, because of how painful burnout can be, you know it, I know it, we know people who've went through it. It is essential for entrepreneurs to be aware of their emotions and energy to recognize, address, and prevent burnout sooner. I've always heard prevention is better than cure. So don't get to the point, if you're not there at that burnout period, don't get to the point where it's too far gone and then you have to go through rehab. We need to prevent burnout. So implementing recovery tips into day-to-day life can be a long-term way to keep burnout at bay. Now, those actions do not need to be used only as a last result. Now, some key preventive strategies are staying connected to people in your life. So many times we just go off to ourselves and we don't stay connected. It's not the people that moved, it's us. We have to stay connected to people in your life. You have to make sure your time management, really focus on your time management and set something and let it stay. Don't always keep changing. Oh, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. No, have a block of time that you're working on these projects. And then once that time is there, go to the next thing because you're gonna see that you're gonna be missing time with family and friends and you're always going to be working. You have to learn how to cut it off. And time management is a great tool to do so. Also, you'll be amazed how if you incorporate exercising will be a major, major change to helping you to prevent burnout long term. Also, sleeping well. Set a time that you need to get real sleep and get well rested. And the outstanding you're in a marathon, I'm sorry, the understanding that you're in a marathon and you need to pace yourself. Make sure you pace yourself. And while you're pacing yourself, like I said earlier, pick up a hobby, not just for fun, but it's actually a neurological diversifying thing when you pick up a hobby, and it's really healthy for your brain. Anything that helps your brain as an organ to be healthy is going to help protect you against burnout. So, this is how important this is. Now, recovering from burnout is a process. Now, it varies from person to person. With the right changes, seeking assistance early on, and building a strong supportive system, individuals can make progress towards full recovery. Now, this is so important to prioritize mental health and well being is crucial for entrepreneurs to thrive. You want to thrive in both your personal and your professional life. So please take these tips, understand where you are, and take these tips to avoid burnout. Or if you're in the burnout season in your life, take these steps to recover and allow yourself to be rehab in your life. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe and like the Sheila C Hill Show as we bring you more episodes focused on lifestyle, entrepreneurship, and mental health. We would love to hear your feedback of today's episode. Let us know what you think and if anything resonated with you. Just remember, we're here for you. And if no one's told you today that you're loved and highly appreciated, I'm telling you that you are loved and highly appreciated. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Until next time on the Sheila C Hill Show. Have a good day.